Welcome, everybody. Welcome, everybody. Welcome, everybody. This is Partners of Purpose on Real Talk 100 Radio. Sooner or later, we'll get to start calling it POP. POP stands for Partners of Purpose, everybody. Partners of Purpose is all about this young man right here to my right. And he is reaching out into the community for exactly what the show is called, Partners of Purpose. People who are willing to jump in and affect change within our own community. Our community is, what's the word? Faulty? What's the word I'm looking for? The community is infected.
Amen.
Is that a good one?
That's a good one.
Infected. And it needs change. Would you like to jump in and be a partner of purpose? Is this young man's quest in life? He's been through a lot of turmoil with his family and his life, and he wants to affect change. He wants to start being the change that he wants to see in the communities that we live in. Partners of Purpose is the name of the show, and this is the founder of the show, Mr. T.W. Brock. We want you guys to go and give him a follow on his personal page at T.W. Brock. And we also want you to follow Partners of Purpose, the POP page on Facebook. We don't have an Instagram as of yet. We're working on that. We'll have that very soon. But welcome to the Partner of Purpose show, the POP show. Would you like to be a POP? Is what he likes to ask all the time. We're about to start printing up T-shirts. Would you like to be a POP? Would you like to be a partner of purpose and affect change in the communities that you live in? Does not matter what race you are. You can be black, white, Hispanic. You can be Asian. You can be whatever race or nationality you want to be. Do you want to affect change in the community? T.W. Brock.
Amen.
Take it over, sir.
And see, the thing is, young ladies and young men, we need to affect change, and the only way we can really affect change is when we get involved. If we're involved, then we can hold politicians accountable. We can hold ourselves accountable. We can hold teachers accountable. We can get involved in the things that really make a difference within the community. And the way we do it is by playing a part in it, by learning what the system is. You see, even the good book says, with all thy getting, get understanding. And without an understanding, we can't understand what needs to be changed. So when we get involved, we learn what the process is for changing things. We learn what the process is for affecting things. And when we learn it, we can carry it out. So this is why we want your help to be a part of this program, the POP.
You need your help. He can't do it alone, in other words, correct?
That is correct.
Have you tried to do it alone?
I have. And I've failed every time.
Fell on your face, did you?
Fell on my face.
Nothing can be done alone, and we believe that here at Real Talk 100 Radio. That's why we brought Mr. Brock on as part of the family, because he came to me, he hit me in my inbox, and I'm not going to even lie to you. When he first hit me in my inbox, I was kind of like, oh man, stop it. But then I started reading. He sent me his website, and it was so full of information, I was just compelled to slow down and listen. I was like, wait a minute, this is deeper than just a whim or a thought, a passing thought, or, this is deeper than that. Y'all go and check his website out, and you'll be a believer too. There's a lot on that website that developed Mr. T.W. Brock's mind. It developed it into what it has become today. And we want you to check that website out. Where's that website at?
Check it out at Justice for, which is FOR, Brock, BROCK, justiceforbrock.com. And that's the website where you'll find information about my father, William Bryant Brock. He was the most prominent minority executive at one of the largest companies in the world. He was murdered and is being covered up. And once once people learn who he was and what he was about, maybe we can work together to open the cover up that is in its place right now, because right now his murder, his death is being covered up um, by many people who have the ability to make a difference in this cover up.
Why?
Why?
Let me rephrase. I'm sorry, because you told me you corrected me the other week. You would rather stay away from that subject until we completely introduce the pop show to the community. Correct?
That's correct.
All right. I'll stay away from that question then. This show is about bringing the community together, and we've partnered up Real Talk 100 Radio. We've partnered up with TW Brock and Partners of Purpose because we want to be a partner of purpose. We have several resources here at Real Talk 100 Radio. We also have one hell of a network. We have a hell of a network that we think will be very interested in this, and I do apologize. I'm supposed to have two of them here within the last 2 weeks. I was supposed to have one here last week and one this week. I didn't tell you that because I didn't want to be disappointing.
Okay.
Because I know how people are. Yeah, I'll be there. That sounds interesting. And then they don't show up. So I'm still working on them. We're going to have two partners of purpose here real soon. They both stay way out in Katy and Cypress. So it's kind of hard to get here. Partners of purpose. If you're a partner of purpose and you want to affect change in your communities, no matter what the pervasive race is in your community, come on. Where do they find you at? How do they contact you if they want to be a partner of purpose?
Well, they can contact me at 833 Do It for Pop. 833 Do It, the number 4 Pop. 833 Do It for Pop is how you get in touch with TW Brock and make a difference in our community today.
That's all a partner of purpose is someone who wants to affect change. Or is there more detail to that? In case somebody's out here in Real Talk 100 Radio land and they're listening and they're saying, okay, affect change. Affect change how? They're not giving me any details. Can you give them some more details?
Well, certainly we can get involved with our local government. We can get involved with city council members. We can find out what it is that they intend to do when they get in office, but not just leave it there. A lot of times when we vote and vote people into office, we put them in the office, but then we let them run it for themselves. What if we were to get involved with the office and find out what their goals are, what they want to put together for the community, and we played a hand in making it happen. We worked with them to find out what are their opponents against, and how can we be a part of being adding more strength to our council members' position on the force. How can we make a difference? And then we'd get involved with our local mayor. We'd get involved with our local council. We'd get involved with our local police department. We would work with them to stop some of the violence here in Houston. Okay, because we need to work with our youth. We need to work with the police department, and we need to put things together that will make a difference in this community today. Because if we keep waiting and letting them do it, well, we see that they're failing. So work with me.
The relationship between most of our communities, I'm not going to say all of them, the relationship between our communities, some of our communities with the law enforcement is terrible. It's terrible. Should we just let it continue to barrel downhill, or should we stop that barrel from rolling downhill collectively and start rolling it back up the hill together? That's the question tonight on Partners of Purpose. Me and TW both think that it would be very smart. It would behoove all of us to get together, get in front of that barrel that's rolling 200 miles per hour down a hill, stopping it in its tracks and pushing it back up the hill when it comes to law enforcement and a lot of the other problems in our communities. If you agree, all you got to do is reach out and contact T.W. Brock, contact myself, Malcolm Lewis Jackson on Facebook, or Inbox Partners of Purpose on Facebook. It is a new page that I erected for TW for this exact show here. Become a partner of purpose today. Affect change. Any change that you see in society that you want for yourself to make you feel better, to make your family feel better, to make your friends feel better about our living conditions. That's what this show is about, whether it's the police force, whether it's stray animals, whether it's
Amen.
potholes in the middle of the street,
Right.
whether it's if 290 is ever not going to be under construction, anything that you want to see a difference in when it comes to holding our city officials accountable, when it comes to holding our government officials accountable that are sitting on Capitol Hill, collecting these large paychecks and not doing anything for the community. This is the man to talk to right here. Why, if someone were out here in Real Talk 100 Radio Land, why would they say, he doesn't look extraordinary? Why should I choose him to partner up with? What would your answer be?
My answer would be simple, that it's all about what my goals are for us as a community. Okay? Because understand this, that the outfit that I may be wearing has very little to do with my goals, and very little to do with uh, what I want to achieve for our community. I mean, I'm sick of, as big as a city as we have, our bus system should be a whole lot better. Okay. Um, as big as a city as we have, we should be getting along. We should have um, a better working relationship with our police force. Okay. As big as our city is, we can turn this thing around and have Houston be the example of how how people with major cities can get along with the the um the income the inbound city. Okay, let's work together, please. Let's make it happen. Try me. I'm asking, if you're thinking about trying me, but you're looking at what I'm wearing. I pray that you'll give me a shot, because God didn't make us who we are based on our clothing.
No, he did not. No, he did not. It goes much deeper than that, doesn't it?
It certainly does.
A lot deeper than that. It's a lot deeper than the clothes. Always look beneath the person's skin. Look within their hearts. Look within their souls, and not just on the skin surface.
That's it. And we'll get it done. We'll work together to get it done. Unlike many of our city officials are doing. Hello?
What are the city officials doing? For those out there in Real Talk 100 Radio Land that are saying, I don't know what the city officials are doing. Tell them what they're doing right quick.
They're doing a lot of talking. They're doing a lot of yapping. We're gonna accomplish this and we're gonna accomplish that. But how are they working with us to make sure it gets through? How are they working within your community today? Okay, to uh, to get your children off the streets. How are they working today to put up inner city centers where our children can get off the streets, where we can stop the violence? Heck, just a few streets from where I live, there were 11 gunshots last night. We need to stop that.
That's crazy. How do you stop it though?
By getting involved, by interacting with see, a lot of people are under the impression that the people who are pulling the triggers aren't, what am I trying to say? They're trying to say that they're not approachable, and they are approachable.
Okay.
Okay, they do want to spend to feel. If we took those who are involved in the violence and off the street, and we put them in a place where their word could mean something at City Hall, man, that would go a long way towards stopping some of the violence,
Okay.
because it would show them that they're not being ostracized by the government.
Right.
Okay, let us show them that their word means something too. Okay, let's get them off the let's stop the inbound drugs. Let's find a way to to work together so that uh we can create a city that folk will from beyond will look at us and say, man, now that's a city to go to.
Right.
Okay, and with as big as our city is, you would think that we would have much more in place for for the residents who live here. I mean, my goodness, I want to work with everyone. If you've got ideas, if I don't have all the ideas, then bring me some ideas. Let's work together.
I know one change that I would like to make is, and I said I would do this upon my release, and I can't believe I'm publicly talking about this because I used to be scared to death to talk about it because I didn't want people to cut me off. I didn't want lifelong friends to be like, "Oh, I don't want to mess with him anymore. He used to be one of those guys." Well, I used to be one of those guys that you go up to the red light and you roll your window up, or you walk on the sidewalk and you go on the other sidewalk. I used to be one of those guys when I was about 19, when I was 20, 21 years old. I'm no longer that guy, but I've always said after I got released, I wanted to affect change. This is the way I
Mhm.
wanted to affect change. I wanted to get out and I wanted to make sure that the guys that are inside,
Mhm.
number one, I wanted to make sure they got visits
Mhm.
because a lot of people don't get visits. Their
Mm.
family can't afford it, especially right now with the gas prices. I
Mm.
imagine nobody's getting visits. But when people don't get visits inside,
Mhm.
it does something to them. They feel alone. They're ostracized, like you said. And some of them go to fighting, and some of them go to rebelling against the police officers and
Mhm.
COs, and all kinds of things go wrong when they know I'm not getting a visit anyway.
Mm.
Nobody cares about me anyway.
Okay.
They act an entirely different way.
Mhm.
So my first thing I wanted to do was to make sure that they had somebody coming to see them.
Mm.
If they didn't have somebody come and see them, say everybody in their family had passed away,
Mhm.
so nobody can come see them, right?
Mhm.
Well, I was going to make sure that we got a pen pal system going, so they had some kind of camaraderie, some kind of
Makes sense.
companionship.
Yes.
That's the second thing I wanted to do. I saw it all. I saw
Mhm.
every problem they could have up there. So this is one way I want to affect change in the community, and it's related to what you said just a minute ago.
Mhm.
Put people who've been ostracized in a position of power.
Mhm.
Start asking questions about why are you conducting yourself this way,
That's it.
and you might open a whole can of worms like I'm opening up now.
Mhm.
People act certain ways because of how they're treated.
Mhm.
If they're treated differently with some respect,
That's right.
you might see a different side of them. So after getting a pen pal system and getting them visitation,
Mhm.
now I want to work on when they get out.
Mhm.
A lot of them don't have anywhere to go.
Mm.
So I wanted to get homes,
Mhm.
plural,
Mhm.
so they could have something to come home to.
Mhm.
Because what happens is a lot of them come up for parole, and if you don't have anywhere to go,
You can't go nowhere.
they're not letting you out.
Right.
If you have some more time to do,
Mhm.
if you're out of time, they let you out, of course.
Okay.
If you don't have any more, if you got plenty more time to go, and
Mhm.
you're just coming up for parole,
Mhm.
and you don't have anywhere to go, they're gonna leave you locked up.
Mm.
So I wanted to get some homes so they can have somewhere to go.
Mhm.
Now, it's not all on my dime. I was going to also set up a system to where they could get employment.
Mhm.
This keeps the recidivism rate down,
Right.
in my opinion.
Mhm.
Give them jobs, give them a place to stay. Because a
Mhm.
lot of guys come home, They don't have a job.
Mm-hmm.
They don't have a job. They don't have a car. They don't have a place to stay. They don't have a woman.
Mm-hmm.
And same thing with the females.
Mm-hmm.
They don't have a job. They don't have a car. They don't have a house. They don't have a significant other and a male.
Mm-hmm.
So what do?
They go right back.
They go right
back.
So we're trying to cut down the recidivism rate. I'm just giving a quick shout out, a quick summarization of our new 501c3. It's going to be called Real Talk 100 Angel Foundation. I'm sorry. It's not rolling off my tongue. Not rolling off my tongue yet. Real Talk 100 Angel Foundation will be the name of it. And what we'll be doing is making sure some of these guys don't go back.
Amen.
That's how I'm going to start out, being a partner of purpose. We're also going to be feeding the homeless a lot.
Nice.
Helping out veterans.
Nice.
Helping out veterans that come home from service
Mm-hmm.
and don't have anybody else, don't have any funds. We're going to be helping them with their mental and their financial. And we're also going to be helping those who've been domestically abused. And last but not least, those who've been humanly trafficked. That's how we're going to affect change in the communities. And that's just an example of what Mr. T.W. Brock wants tonight. He wants other people to build their network. He wants other people to fuse networks together.
There we go.
Better word.
There we go.
Fuse networks together so that one network will become larger than life. If I can't do it, his network can do it. If his network can't do it, your network can do it.
Mm-hmm.
So let's all work together. And by the time all these networks get together, we'll be working on every change we want to see in society.
That's it.
Am I on to something?
You're on to something.
Senior citizens. That's another one. Another partner, a lady we used to work with does very well with that. She's in the Acres Homes area. That is a good one. That's a good one to touch on.
Mm-hmm.
And we definitely need to look into that. We never have gotten into it.
Mm-hmm.
It's always been younger ladies, single mothers that we looked out for. We have not yet looked out for. I can't say we never actually helped, because we donated a refrigerator one time to an elderly lady that didn't. Our refrigerator went out and all her food went bad. It was a bad deal. So we have a pantry. We're partnered with a food pantry out in Pasadena area. So we got some food, and it was our own personal refrigerator that was out of the garage. We donated it and then brought some food, and some other people bought some food. And now, well, not now, this was months ago, then she had a full refrigerator full of food. So that was an elderly lady. But mostly all we get are the ones who are young, and, the kids are fatherless, and the mom needs help with Pampers and baby carriages and whatever, milk and whatever. So I don't know where my voice just went, but it went somewhere. This is the Partners of Purpose show. It's POP, is what he affectionately likes to call it. Would you like to become a POP? Would you like to become a partner of purpose? That is what this show is all about. Partnering up with the community to make changes in the community that we all want to see. Whether you're Black, whether you're white, whether you're Hispanic, whether you're Asian, whether you're Middle Eastern, if you live in our communities, we want to affect change, and we need your help to do it.
That's it. And so we invite you to come on and be a part of Partners of Purpose, and let's build a network that makes a difference in the community and outside of the community, and in your home and in his home and in my home. Let us build this thing together, and let us build partnerships out of it that we can make a significant change in every community that we're a part of.
That's right. Another change I would like to see is, and I'm going to give a backstory to this too. I off camera, me and TW already talked about how I grew up. I grew up with 1 foot in the hood and 1 foot in the suburbs. And, my dad has always been like, son, I took you out of the hood and you kept running back to it. I ended up getting a whole lot of trouble. But my point is this: because I've seen both sides of the tracks, because I've seen both sides of the tracks, I can relate to both sides of the tracks a lot better than most people can. And I would like to affect change in another way in our communities, and that is to bridge that gap between the hood and the suburbs.
Amen.
It's not that far apart, y'all. It's just that you know what happens to our communities a lot of times, society as a whole. This is what happens from the 20s or whenever, when the black stayed on that side of the tracks and the white stayed on this side of the tracks. Generational curses set it and set generational curses set in motion, generations never leaving this side of the track to go and see what's over there. They're scared of what's over there. They don't know what's over there. All they know is those people over there used to hang us and kill us and beat us. I'm not going out there. They don't like me. How do you know they don't like you? Have you ever been out there? No. Well, how do you know they don't like you? I'm telling you, I've talked to them. On the other side, in the suburbs, you have people that don't want to go to the hood. Now, for the most part, it's true. They go to the hood, they get beat up and all of that. But what there's a gap there that needs to be fixed. Long story short, it needs to be fixed. It needs to be healed. And I want to be a part of that healing.
That's right.
Because I'm not gonna lie to you. When my dad first moved me out here in 1979, when I was 10 years old, I was like, you moved me out here with all these white folks. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not gonna lie to you. But after about, I'm gonna say 2 years, I had completely acclimated to the area. I was well liked. I was well received for the most part. You know, there was some people out here that was going, why did they move in our neighborhood? But for the most part, I was well received. My dad was well received. My mom and sister. And that's all it takes. Reaching out to them and
that's right.
Saying, hey, my name is such and such. I just moved here. Instead of moving out here and going, I don't want to be here. There's too many white folks. No. No, that's not the way society should be. That's not what divisions are made for in the city. That's what they were made for back in the 20s, back in the 30s, back in the 40s, 50s, 60s. But it's 2022.
Right.
I want to affect change in that way too and bridge the gap between races.
Amen.
You know, a lot of people, you just a Sambo, Uncle Tom. No, I'm not. I'm one of the strongest black men you ever meet. But I know that we limit ourselves when it comes to business. We limit ourselves when it comes to relationships.
That's right.
Business ships. We limit ourselves so much because of the color of somebody's skin. Right. And I don't mean to sound like Martin Luther King right now, but I want to see people play together and not be tripping.
For sure.
Why my kids over there playing with that little white girl? Why my kids over there playing with that little black girl? No, stop it. Stop it. It's time to stop it. So I'm giving everybody the backstory here. This is how I want to affect change on a community.
Amen.
It's several different ways I want to affect change.
Amen.
I'm just trying to enlighten everybody that this is what this show is about, affecting change. Would you like to affect change on your communities? Would you like to affect change on society as we know it today? I just gave you examples. There might be other examples that you can give, like I don't know, gas prices. Let's talk about that for a second.
For sure.
Because I see it all over my timeline. It's from July 3rd to July 6th. Everybody boycott buying gas. And I'm going, that ain't going to help nothing. That ain't going to help nothing. If we don't buy gas for 3 days, what do you think that's going to help?
Nothing.
You know why it's not going to help? Because in 3 days, guess what? The gas station owner and the gas station, Exxon, Shell, Conoco, all these gas stations are going to be sitting there licking their chops because in 3 days, we're going to make more money than we ever made. Because everybody's tank's empty. They've been driving for 3 days on an empty tank or a quarter tank or a half tank. It's 3 days later, now all of them need gas.
Yep.
Let
Let them do what they do. Right.
Let 'em protest. They're not gonna say nothing. 'Cause they
Mm-mm.
know we're coming back to them in 3 days, and all of us are filling our gas tanks up.
Mm-hmm.
So, what are your thoughts on that? Is there anything a regular, everyday citizen can do to change gas prices, affect change on gas prices?
I think if we would learn to um, to swallow that pride and get on the bread box, get on the bus, ride the bus, find out what where the bus goes on your area, um, catch the bus back and forth to work. That'll be less gas you got to put in the tank, and it'll show them that you're willing to try something different to get them to lower that gas price, because that gas price is ridiculous.
It is, but, and I think we talked about this off camera. You know how many people gonna say, "Man, it's too hot to be standing at a bus station." What do you say to those folks?
I say to those folk, at this time, if you want to affect change, my dear brother or sister, try something different. You were hot before our children were hot, our mamas were hot back in the day when we had to stand at the bus stop, remember? So why can't we try something different to show them that we mean to make a difference? Because like my brother said, protesting ain't gonna work, because like he said, in 3 days you're gonna be right back at the gas station filling up your tank.
Looking stupid. Man, $110 to fill my tank. It's gonna be back to the same thing. Everybody gonna be getting a full tank.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody. I read another article the other day, another Facebook post. A diesel.
Mm-hmm.
Guess how much you think that?
Oh,
costs?
well, I don't know about
Fill
diesel.
up.
I don't know about diesel car, but I know about a diesel truck, because
Diesel truck.
my baby brother drives it. Drives it.
That's what I'm talking.
$2,000.
I was gonna say 900. He must have 2 tanks.
He does.
He has 2 tanks. $900 for 1 tank of gas on a diesel truck, not a pickup truck, an 18-wheeler. $900 per tank. That's crazy. That is crazy. I wonder did their pay go up?
For real.
You know,
Because you know what, he used to pay $1,700 around. That's for him to go from Maine to Florida and back. That's what he used to pay, $1,700. Now it's $2,000 each way.
Oh, they had to have gone up on the wages, on the pay, something. Because that's crazy. You taking their whole paycheck.
For sure.
$4,000.
No. Well, yeah, that's right. $4,000 around.
2,000 one way.
Yeah.
2,000 back. $4,000 for one trip out of state with an 18-wheeler, delivering and making sure our community has
the food that they need. The food that they need, because he drives a diesel truck, and he drives a what they call reefer. So those of you who are driving reefer trucks know what I'm talking about. No, I'm not talking about drugs. I'm talking about refrigerator.
That is crazy. But some of the ways that you would like to affect change, we would love to hear from you. If you'd like to call in tonight, the call-in number is 346-779-5831. Once again, the call-in number is 346-779-5831. Call in tonight. Call in tonight with any ways that you see community needs to be changed and how you would like to change them. Maybe you don't know how to change them. Well, that's what we're here for. That's what we're here for. We can all put our heads together and come up with a master plan.
That's it.
That's what it's all about.
That's it.
There's a lot of people sit at home going, "Man, I want to do this and I want to do that, but I have no idea how to do it. I don't have the nerve to do it."
Right.
I bet you I got more nerve than 14 gorillas.
Come on, doctor.
Right here. So I can help you with that. I promise you. And this man too has the determination and the focus to help you too.
That's right. And we will help you. And we're gonna get these things done. But we need to work together. So I need you to come on, be a part of this pop, be a partner of purpose, and let's make a difference together.
Make a difference together is what is what this show is all about. making a difference together. Become a partner of purpose. If you're out there in the community and you have a church, you're a community leader in a church, you're the founder of the church, you're the head bishop, head bishop,
Ooh.
head, head bishop, the head pastor, the head deacon, and you are over the administration. Get with us. Get with us. If you are in the police department and you're cool with the police chief, you're a constable, you're cool with Mark Herman, I believe is his name, Precinct 4. We're reaching out to precincts. We're reaching out to constables. We're reaching out to sheriff departments. We're reaching out to local community leaders. We're reaching out to church congregations and their leaders. We're reaching out to senators, congressmen. We're reaching out to anybody who wants to affect change. And a lot of people, would like to talk to the congressmen and the senators and some of the leaders of our churches and the police chiefs, because there's a lot of tension in our community. When even in the church, some of our pastors are doing some ill things, and the community wants to know what the hell is going on. How do we stop this? How do you police that? That's crazy. You got to police your churches now.
Right.
The tension between law enforcement and some of our communities is out of control, as I kind of touched on earlier. And it shouldn't be that way sometimes. It shouldn't be that way. All you got to do is talk to them. Yes, you got some bad apples in the police force. Of course. That's in every state and every city, every county around America. You're going to have some bad apples.
That's right.
But here's another way that I just talked myself up on. I would love to see another change in our community, TW. And that change is those bad apples. Officer, I'm going to do this as to my imaginary officer right here.
Okay.
Excuse me, Mr. Good Officer. Yes, sir. How can I help you? If you know that guy over there is a bad officer, why aren't you holding him accountable?
That's right.
He's not giving y'all all the bad names.
That's right.
I would like to affect that change too.
That's right.
I would like to
talk
see
to
that,
me. That's right.
because the community wants to know. You don't want us talking to you that way, officer. You don't want us saying you're a piece of stuff on the ground. What is it called? A piece of excrement on the ground. You don't want me to call you that. I'm censoring myself on purpose. You don't want me calling you all these names, because you're actually a good person. You're actually a good officer. If you're such a good officer, why are you letting your fellow officers get away with killing people? Why are you letting officers do all these dirty things in our community? Whether it's pulling a young lady over and asking her for sex to get out of a ticket, whether it's taking a dope boy's dope and selling it yourself on the other corner. I've seen that too.
Wow.
They're crazy. You're a bad officer. If you allow that officer, that bad officer, that quote unquote bad officer, you're letting him do it. You saw him do it. You know he's doing it. Why are you letting him get away with it? And then turn around and say, you're a good guy, you're a good person. You're screwing over our communities by turning a blind eye. That's another way I'd like to affect change.
I love it. You know what? I love hearing that, because that will make a significant change in our community, and it'll show our young people that their word means something, and we will work with their leaders to make it happen. And if their leaders are those bad cops, guess what? They'll be gone too.
That's right. Another way, I'm full of changes, y'all. I'm full of changes, and I'm not sure I'll have enough time in my lifetime to affect all these changes, but check this out. That R word, racism, I want it out of here. I want it out. The world would be a much better place without it. And I don't care what anybody says. You can attack me from the top, from the bottom, from both sides, from the front to the back. I don't care from what I'm about to say. You got black racists and you got white racists. Why do I say that? Because I hear both sides. And us blacks are sounding just like the racist whites. We sound just like them. So how is it that they're prejudiced or racist, and you're not, and you sound just like them.
Mm.
You ever hear us talk about whites? I'm sure you do.
I'm sure I have.
It's terrible. It's terrible, and they generalize it, man. They generalize it and say that all whites are that way. That ain't
No,
true.
that's not true.
But you sound just like the whites because the whites generalize us the same way. Oh, that's a black man. He lazy. He don't want to work. You know, he calls his fellow man the NIGGA word all day, every day. He objectionalizes his woman, objectifies. Excuse me, objectifies his woman. He disrespects his woman. He beats her up all the time. You know, that's how they look at all of us. But you just looked at the white man the same way. Oh, he's old pink, man. He hates blacks. How do you know he hates blacks? Have you ever talked to him? He might actually like you. I read something the other day where somebody said Trump. Everybody calls Trump a racist. But have you ever seen what Trump did for black folks? Have you ever done the research?
No, I have not. No.
He's done a lot. He released a lot of us from bondage. He's educated a lot of us on financial literacy. If he hated us, he would have kept us broke, right? But I've got a lot of people in entertainment and in the business world who are black that said, that man came to my office and gave me the entire game. Why would a racist white man give one of us any game? I'm catching you off guard.
You can't. We off guard for sure.
Catching you off guard. I'm catching you off guard. That's an inbox. I can ignore that. But we're talking about affecting change tonight. And I know I'm going a little bit off of the beaten path tonight. I just want the listening audience to know exactly what we're talking about tonight. And that's affecting change. If you have ideas in your head that would affect change in our communities, that's what this show is all about. This is the Partners of Purpose show. Excuse me. It's the POP show. He doesn't like me to say the or show. So I don't know how to say it. This is POP.
This is POP.
This is POP, everybody. POP.
And you can't stop.
POP, and you can't stop. Partners of Purpose. If you want to affect change in our communities, you want to affect change, you want to see the changes that you've always wanted to see in our society as we know it, become a POP. Become a POP today, tomorrow, or over the weekend.
Amen.
By doing what? How do they become a POP?
By giving us a call here at station, letting us know that you want to be a POP, and we will forward you the information to become a POP. We will forward you the information so that you can fill out the paperwork, so that you can let your organization be a part of our growth as we grow to make a difference and change in your community, in our community.
I am making sure I get what you just said on the live feed. I'm making sure what he just said is on the live feed, and that is become a POP soon. If not today, you need to hear from us a little bit more often. Get my inbox, and we'll give you all the details. I know because some of you, I've already had some in my inbox. Like,
nice.
I listened to your show about the guy his dad was murdered or something. That's interesting, but I don't understand clearly what direction y'all are going with the show. So I said, okay, well, the next show I'll make sure we get it explained to you.
Okay.
In detail. So you know exactly what's going on the POP show. Explain in detail. Mr. T.W. Brockers is the founder of Partners for Purpose.
In detail, what we are going to do is we are working with the community. We're working with you and your family and your partners to become partners with us so that we can affect change, and we can stop a lot of the ugliness that goes on in the community, and we can also put together enough people to send letters to the Justice Department to get my father's case reopened, And then we can work on other things within the community to affect change that will better our communities as a whole. They will put forth some of the things that Malcolm's speaking about. Some of the things like uh, working closely with those who are in prison, so that we can make them feel like they're connected, and that when they come out of prison, that they'll have somewhere to go, that they'll have somewhere to make them feel connected to something, so that they can make a significant difference, and maybe they can even help stop some of our children from going to jail in the first place.
Yes, sir. There's a great man that I'm going to introduce you to hopefully very, very soon. His name is Boss Man Brewster. You know who that is?
I don't.
Man, I'm going to have to school you on this internet. He's all over the internet, man. His name is Boss Man Brewster. Shout out to Boss Man Brewster tonight. Boss Man Brewster did time himself and got out some kind of way, bought his own rig, bought his own pickup truck, started hot shotting, and started his own trucking company.
Okay.
So what does he do with it? He reaches out to men who are incarcerated and says, "Do you want to stay off the streets? Do you
Nice.
want to stay out of jail?" And if
Nice.
they say yes, he gets them into a truck.
Mm.
He gets them to immediately making money, so they don't have to go and sell dope and rob somebody.
Nice.
To get in there. Boss Man Brewster, look him up.
Okay.
Another black man, black color doesn't matter right now, but I'm just letting you know. He does this, and I want him to get in on this affecting change.
Okay.
Our network, along with his network, is getting bigger and bigger by the day. This man did time himself. He got out, and now he has, I don't know how many 18-wheelers.
Nice.
I don't know how many pickup trucks he has, but he got out and bought his own truck some kind of way, learned the game, and now he owns his own trucking company. He does hot shotting. The other day, he had about 5 fully loaded, not fully loaded, but he had 5, I'm saying fully loaded. The trailers were fully loaded. Yes. He had 5 fully loaded pickup trucks ready to go. Had to be at least 40, 42-foot beds on the trailers.
Nice.
They were loaded, ready to go. And then he had like 5 or 6 18-wheelers loaded, all ready to go. That is what I'm talking about affecting change.
That's right.
You don't want guys to get out of jail, robbing people, killing people to make money, selling drugs. You don't want them doing all this criminal activity. Make sure they have a job.
That's right.
A good job. Not like when I got out. When I got out there, you know what they offered me?
McDonald's.
$6.75 an hour.
McDonald's.
Actually, it was a car wash.
Okay.
But same thing.
Yeah.
Actually, it was a car wash. $6.75 an hour is what they offered me. Now, I'm sure it's higher. I'm not sure what the minimum wage is now, but some places are like McDonald's. I heard was paying $15 an hour, aren't they?
Now they are. Yes.
Now they are.
Now they are.
But that's not the case. A lot of times with ex-cons, when they get out, a lot of places say we hire felons, but they don't. You get there to the elimination process, you get there to the second or third interview, and they cross you out. No, you have a criminal background. What they're doing is they're giving you this interview, and in between the first interview and the third interview, they're doing your background check. By the time you get to the third interview, oh no, your background check came back. You're not eligible for this job.
Ooh.
It's not right.
No.
They have to go. They're relegated to this minimum wage job over here. Now, I don't know what minimum wage now. I don't know. Is it 15? I don't think so. I think it's like 8. I
think it's like 8 or 12, something like that.
8 or 12 or something like that. But think about it. I just saw another news segment on Channel 13 News, I believe it was, where the price of living is going sky high. A one-bedroom apartment is like $1,300.
Exactly.
What is a man going to do with $8 an hour? He's just been released from prison. You give him an $8 an hour job. Then in some cases, you're working 20, 30 hours a week.
Mhm.
So let's just do the math.
Mhm.
$8 an hour times 20 hours is $160
Wow.
before taxes.
Right.
Before taxes.
Before taxes.
$120. Did I say 80 times? What did I say? I forgot the number I used. You got 20
You said 100. You said
160.
160.
20 hours a week times $8 is 160. So that's $320 for a 40-hour work week. $320 for a 40-hour work week before taxes. So let's just round it off to $290 after taxes per week. What is a man gonna do with $290 a week and he's got a $1,300 renter at their apartment or their
Exactly.
house?
Exactly.
We're not gonna talk about Wi-Fi or cable or the utility
Or electric.
electric,
You know,
gas,
for real.
water,
Food.
trash,
Food.
We're not going to talk about all that. That's another way I would like to affect change in our communities. These
Mhm.
guys are getting out with nothing. Give them a chance, and maybe the crime rate won't be so high.
Exactly.
Right now, you got wild animals getting out of there. All they know is the streets, and you put them out here, and they're broke again. What do you expect them to do?
Mhm.
They're going to pick up another gun. They're going to go sell some more dough. Let's stop that. I want to affect change and give these guys a chance when they come home.
That's right.
Go ahead.
I'm all on board with everything you just said, because like you said, how are you going to live off of a $390 a week? It's not going to happen. I mean, especially when food. I mean, just food itself is ridiculous right now. I mean, son, we're on the same page. That's the bottom line. And I say son because he is younger than me.
I didn't know that. I thought I was older than you.
Nah, doctor.
Okay.
I got that baby face, but you see that little bit of gray right
Yes,
there?
sir. This is the Partners of Purpose. This is Partners of Purpose. This is POP. Do you want to be a POP? Do you want to affect change on your community like we do? Let's partner up. We don't care what race you are. We don't care your sexual preference. We don't care if you're Baptist or Pentecostal or Catholic. We don't care. We want to partner up with our community. We don't care if you're Hispanic. We don't care if you're a racist. We don't care.
We just want to make a difference.
We want to make a difference. Maybe we can make it to where you're not racist anymore. You might be racist because that's the way you were raised. You might be racist because some of us act crazy and you don't like that. I don't know what your reason for being racist is, whether you're black, white, or Hispanic, because they have racist Hispanics too. It's unbelievable, man. It's unbelievable. They can't stand us. They can't stand us, y'all. But it shouldn't be that way. It should be a community that's together. That's what this show is about.
That's what this show is about.
Coming together as a community. I might be your next door neighbor, and you might not stand me right now. We've never even talked though. I see him out there. I see him out there cutting his grass with no shirt on, and that's disrespectful. I don't like that guy. Just come over and talk to me, man. I'm a good dude. I'm a good dude. No, but I'm being facetious. But seriously, there's a lot of people who live right next door to each other. They don't know that they're business owners. They don't know that they're a paycheck from getting evicted. They don't know that they're about to lose their kids. They don't know anything about their next door neighbor. They don't even like them.
That's true.
They don't even like them.
That's true.
It shouldn't be that way, y'all. It shouldn't be that way at all. You should love your neighbor. It is 8 o'clock, and you got on me last week about stopping at 8 o'clock, but we can talk some more if you'd like.
I just want you to come be a part of POP.
Okay. Come be a part of POP is all Mr. T.W. Brock has to tell y'all. How do you become a POP? You become a partner of purpose, and you start affecting change on the community along with us. Of course, you can do it by yourself, but what power is it in that? It'd be very powerful if we had 1 million people of all different races, of all different walks of life, of all different denominations, all coming together. So our community is bonded together like glue, like somebody has taken a welding gun and gone and tacked it together so it would not fall apart ever again. That is what becoming a partner of purpose means to T.W. Brock and myself. That is why we allowed this show on this platform, because we are all about the community. We want to bring the community together. We've talked about the community for years and have never actually been in a position that we're about to be in. And I can't talk on that when I say about to be in. Something very big is about to happen for Real Talk 100 Radio very, very soon. And his branch of Real Talk 100 Radio will go hand in hand with the changes that are about to start right here. Our brand is about to be seen everywhere. Let's just put it like that. Everywhere.
That's it. That's it.
Everywhere.
Everywhere. And don't you forget it.
And his shirts are about to be seen everywhere. Also, we're about to put his merchandise all over the internet, all over, hopefully in stores, all over Houston, all over Texas.
There you go.
As you see, it's not all about the black race. It's America. Why do you kill your own? You see, Mr. John F. Kennedy's in there too. Mr. John F. Kennedy was a part of a conspiracy as well. He was also part of a plot by his own government, had him taken out. We're going to get to this later on in the show in upcoming weeks. We're going to talk about America, why America allows America to kill its own. We're going to get to that. That this has a lot to do with how this show was born. You can't read what's on the back here, so I'll read it for you. America, why do you kill your own? I won't read it all because it's kind of lengthy. We'll probably put it on the website here soon on this page on Partners of Purpose and Real Talk 100 Radio. But America, why do you kill your own? Oh, my heart moans as I walk through this wholesome land, where sometimes it is hard to be a man. I ponder the question, America, why do you kill your own? In retrospect, it was William B. Medgar Evers, Kennedy, King. These men only wanted one thing, and that's freedom. They only wanted freedom. Although they were homegrown Americans, you still found time to kill your own. All of these men were of great prestige. Each had much pride and self-esteem. You didn't want them to speak because in certain ways, you know you're weak. America, why do you kill your own? Stokely Carmichael, H. Rap Brown, and Eldridge Cleaver sought a better way for people to give. I'm really surprised you allowed them to live. America, why do you kill your own? I'll stop right there because there are 3 more stanzas here. Mm-hmm. But kill, kill, kill should not be happening. That should not even be in our words when we say, he's an American and I'm an American. She's an American, I'm an American. I know things happen and people lose their cool and all of that. Mm-hmm. But if they're not about to kill you, you should not be about to kill them.
That's right.
That's how I look at it.
That's right.
If they're not about to kill, if they're hollering at you, that ain't no reason for you to pull out a gun and kill them. I read one story about 2 years ago. A guy was playing his music too loud. Guy pulled up beside him, started arguing with him because his music was too loud. The guy started hollering. I don't know if he hit him or not. Mm-hmm. I don't know if you know the story or not. Mm-mm. But the guy ended up dying because his music was too loud. I don't know the whole story.
Okay.
I don't know the whole story, so I'm not going to speculate. But I do know that it started behind his music being too loud. At a gas station or a corner store or something.
Wow.
The guy pulled up. He was already parked, jamming his songs or whatever. The other guy pulled up. They got in an argument because he said, your music's too damn loud. The guy was probably like, man, screw you. I'm in my own car. Leave me alone. Ended up shooting him and killing him. It shouldn't come to that. It shouldn't come to that. I can see if he was about to kill you, but he wasn't. That's about all we have this week on Pop. Partners of Purpose is what POP stands for. This show is basically trying to bring the community together as a whole to bond our community together like glue, instead of all of us going in separate ways when it comes to ways of life, lifestyles. We all should be on one even accord when it comes to what we want, desire in society.
Mm-hmm.
What we want, what we desire should all be peace. Let's come together.
That's it.
Let's come together. What we should all want out of our society, out of our communities, we should want life. We should want everybody to prosper. Let's come together and find out a way where everybody can prosper. Not only his father was murdered, your father might have been murdered. Your cousin, your uncle, your brother, your son, your daughter might have been senselessly murdered or plotted against and murdered. And there has been no justice. You might need justice, just like this young man does. He seeks justice. That's another part of the show, just trying to intrigue you, to keep you drawn in. I'm a fisherman right now. Trying to draw you in for something we're going to talk about later in the show. But justice is what this show is about. But we have to draw you in first, and we're drawing you in with bringing the community together to see that we're all the same. He's a black man. His father was murdered. You might be white. You might be Hispanic. Your father, your brother, your sister, your girlfriend, your wife, your husband, your boyfriend, your daughter, your son, someone might have been murdered, and there has been no justice. Let's come together with Mr. T.W. Brock so we can all have justice, so we can all prosper in our community. We're reaching out to churches. We're reaching out to the police forces, whether it's a sheriff's department or the constable's office. We're reaching out to Capitol Hill in Austin, to the congressman. We're reaching out to the city councilman in Houston, Texas, the senators. We're reaching out to everyone in power, all leaders of all communities. Let's come together and let's all become POPs. Let's all become partners of purpose to affect change in our communities. That's all we got this week on Partners of Purpose. Me and T.W. Brock will see you next week, every Friday night from 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. on Partners of Purpose. That was my conclusion. Did you have any closing announcements or?
That's it. I will see you. We will see you next Friday. Good night.
See you next Friday. This is Malcolm from Real Talk 100 Radio. A shout out to everyone who is considering becoming a POP. Shout out to everybody who listened to the radio show on www.realtalk100radio.com. And shout out to everyone who was on our live feeds tonight. We're dealing with a little bit of a glitch here, so I'm not able to see any comments. I apologize ahead of time for anybody who was on here commenting that I didn't see, but I can't control the board and be on the show at the same time. So I just kind of simplified things tonight. We'll see y'all next week. Y'all all have a great weekend from Real Talk 100 Radio. Y'all all be safe and good night.
Good night. Wow. We turned off?